all have come across a tire puncture. Not just does it waste time, effort, and even money is lost. And sometimes, if caught in the wrong place or wrong area, you might even risk your life with it. So, let us see how we can solve this problem of tire punctures. To know more, we need to first understand the types of tires. So, the first tire that we would be discussing is the tube type tire. This tire has three layers, and the fourth layer is the tube itself, which holds the air. The tube is flexible and it contracts, it expands and contracts, holding the air inside. So, in an event of a puncture, it will immediately deflate. So, you would not even get time to move to the next air filling station. There are certain tire sealants which say that they work with tube type tires as well. However, that's practically not possible. The reason is, if you remember when we used to use cycles as kids and we would have punctures and we would ride despite that puncture, the tube would eventually tear. So the reason was that this tube is flexible and it moves inside the tire. So let's say a nail goes inside and you continue to ride, is going to tear this tube. So no tire sealant can actually work unless it's an ideal situation where you put the nail inside and simply remove it. So it's not possible to seal. The only way to fix tube type tires, punctures in tube type tires, is to open the tire and then put a patch inside this. The next tire in discussion is the tubeless tire. The tubeless tire overcomes the shortcomings of a tube type tire. It is made up of 7 layers and it has a steel belt inside it. This enables the tire to at least take you to the next air filling station in an event of a puncture. The air leaks slowly. It's not like, unlike the tube type tire, this will not immediately flatten. However, yes, this will require a puncture fixing method, and there are certain methods that we'll discuss ahead, how to fix these particular punctures. So these are more reliable tires which are more often used in this case. Another tire which has to be discussed now is the run flat tire. Now the tubeless tire has a flexible sidewall. So in the image on the right side is where there is 0 psi. The complete air has been removed. Now, in case of a tubeless tire, the sidewall is flexible, so you can see it being folded and the tire will sit flat. So you cannot move the vehicle at all when this happens. Unlike this, in case of a run flat tire, in case of 0 psi, that is the tire is completely deflated, the tire still has a reinforced sidewall. Now, this sidewall allows the tire to be used despite zero air pressure. However, there are certain conditions to be met. Those conditions are like you cannot drive the vehicle for more than 80 kilometers per hour speed, and this can only be driven up to 150 kilometers. So this is the run flat tire. Run flat tires are very expensive, and in fact, you're not supposed to be fixing punctures externally. Run flat tires are designed in a way wherein, in an event of a puncture, you simply replace the tire, as these are covered with insurance. The other downside of the run flat tire is, apart from being expensive, is the fact that the reinforced sidewall makes the drive bumpier, is what I have had a first hand feedback about. So moving on, we will see legal life. We give free monthly checks. High speed stability is assured. There are no vibrations at high speed. Our product is ARAI tested and it cools your tire from inside. There is no heating effect. Tyroseal gel is compatible with air and nitrogen. Tyroseal gel increases the life of the tire and it does not react with the rubber or alloy. The thixotropic propylene glycol based gel can easily be washed with water and it is environmentally safe. The construction of a typical tire, this being a tube tire, the tubeless tire, or the run flat tire, all have the similar construction. They have a steel belted area. This green portion here is the steel belted area. The area in red is the shoulder and sidewall of your tire. So this is kept flexible in order to handle the torque of the vehicle. It's never advisable, it's rather dangerous to fix punctures in the shoulders and sidewalls. The green portion, the steel belt, holds the puncture together. So it is safe to fix punctures only in this green area. And anyways, this green area is the contact area of your tire. If you see any tire which has been inflated properly, like proper air pressure has been maintained, you will find only this green area in contact with the road. So unless you drive underinflated, the shoulder and sidewall cannot have a puncture. And even if this puncture occurs, you're not supposed to be fix it. It's always better to replace the tire. The reason is that if you fix punctures on the shoulders and sidewall, the flexible area, the let's say you fix a puncture, and if you are at a high speed, there are high chances that this may lead to a tire burst. So the correct way to fix punctures is the mushroom patch or the mushroom puncture repair kit. Now, in this case, not it's not easily available. However, in case of a puncture, the object is removed. You have to open the tire, and this patch is put from the inside. It is more reliable since it bonds with the tire, and it takes a lot of time, anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour, to fix a puncture since you have to open the tire and do this. However, this is the right way to fix punctures, and it is expensive. The cost should be anywhere between 300 to 400 rupees to fix a puncture. So all these are the corrective measures of fixing punctures. This is very similar to someone falling ill and then taking a medicine to get well again. So in this process, you lose on the effort, the time, the trouble. So the damage is already done. Hence, it is a corrective measure of fixing. Now let us look at the preventive measures of fixing punctures. So this is very similar to vaccines, where in order to avoid any illness, you take a vaccine. So that is what tire sealants do. Tire sealants have been around for quite some time. However, they come with a lot of side effects, and these side effects have proven to be counter effective rather than help in preventing punctures. One of the most common side effects of tire sealants is being liquids, they cause high speed imbalance. They cause your tire to go out of balance, and at higher speeds, you'll find vibrations in your vehicle. The second problem with tire sealants is that they're temperature sensitive. So across the climatic conditions, they might harden or they might lose their original form. They tend to react with your tire and in fact void the warranty of the tire. And they also have a short shelf life. So now since they have a short shelf life, they might expire and they might need constant refilling after a period of time. These tire sealants are liquids and hence do not support tire balance. Additionally, they are ethylene based, which is why they are not very stable across climatic conditions and often result in drying or causing lumps or flaking inside the tire. The technology used is drying based, and the tire sealant is pushed out from the wound to form a hard plug. However, this is not the most effective way of sealing punctures as it has several side effects. The same concept is applied to your tire. The tire depends on the rubber elasticity or rubber memory, not just for better gripping on roads, but also to fix punctures. So let us look at how rubber memory affects fixing punctures. When a nail goes inside the tire, let's say this red spot here is the nail. Uh, the white space around it is the air gap, and the gray part is the rubber around it. So the rubber expands to hold the nail together, while the air gradually escapes through the white air gap in between the tire and the nail. Now, when you remove the nail, the rubber contracts, making this hole much smaller than what it was. Now, in case of rubber memory loss, there is limited contraction. You will not be able to fix these punctures externally. They might require an internal patch. A mushroom may or may not work depending on the extent of the damage. However, sometimes when these punctures are fixed to the plug, you might have noticed that the same puncture starts leaking again. This is the reason why it happens is due to the memory loss. Rubber memory loss may occur due to multiple reasons. It may occur in case the nail has not been removed and has stayed inside your tire for too long. It may also occur if your tire is past its shelf life or has gone old. And finally, it may occur because too large an object has entered in the tire. And this is the reason why a motorcycle can endure punctures up to 3 millimeter diameter, Cars can endure punctures up to 6 millimeter diameter, and commercial vehicles can endure punctures up to 12 this concept to provide a successful solution without any side effects. The gel blocks the air passage. This saves you time, effort, and trouble. All you have to do is simply pull the nail out, puncture heals automatically. And for this, we give the customer a free monthly check. The customer just has to bring his vehicle and we inspect the tire and pull out any objects stuck inside the tire. This also increases the life of the tire. To summarize the key benefits of Tyroseal, the gel protects from air loss despite a puncture, automatically repairs when the nail is plucked out. There's a warranty until the tire's legal life with a coating of Tyroseal. Now this coating prevents air loss when a puncture occurs. So if you can see the image on the left where the nail is inside, the red is again the nail here. The green circle around it is the gel coat which is preventing air loss, which means now you can drive safely even with the nail inside the tire. You'll not even come to know that there is a puncture which has occurred and you can drive safely. Now whenever you check the tire and you find a nail inside or you come for the monthly check, you pull the nail out. As soon as you pull the nail out, the rubber will contract. The gel has rubber particles inside it which will clog the cavity. By cavity, I'm referring to the wound caused by the puncture. So whenever a nail goes inside the tire, we pull it out, the rubber contracts, the rubber particles inside the gel go and permanently fix this puncture by clogging this cavity. So which means you're replacing the rubber by rubber. Now this is a permanent fix and this puncture will not be required to be fixed externally. It is safe to drive with the puncture seal with Tyroseal. However, like in the earlier case, in case of limited contraction or rubber memory loss, the puncture will fail again with Tyroseal as well, because since the rubber is not contracting, the rubber particles will not have anything to hold on to and it will simply pass through and through the hole. Now moving on to the tire balance aspect, the Tyroseal coat is an even 2 millimeter coat spread across the tire in the repairable area of the tire. Now this coat distributes weight evenly, in fact, to become a part of the tire. This is exactly the reason why Tyroseal does not cause imbalance to the tire, unlike other tire sealants which are liquids and which keep moving inside the tire. In fact, Tyroseal is the only tire sealant to support wheel balancing. Another positive aspect of Tyroseal is that it has its self-balancing ability, which means in an ideal situation, you will not require tire balancing at all. However, considering the road conditions, if required, Tyroseal supports tire balancing, which means if you put a tire treated with Tyroseal on a tire balancing machine, it will allow you to add weights